Good evening, everybody. This is the regular board meeting of the San Benito Consolidated Independent School District Board of Trustees. It is Tuesday, April 10th, 2018, and I call this meeting to order at exactly 6:30 p.m. Mr. Mendez, Ms. Garcia,
Present.
Ms. Cruz, Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Lopez,
Present.
Mr. Rosas,
Here.
Dr. Carmen,
Present.
and Mr. Tony Torres. We move on to the next agenda item, and that is the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States and to the Texas flags.
Thank you.
Turn it over to Ms. Garcia.
Thank you. We have two students from Rangerville Elementary. We have Bailey Serrano. She is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Serrano and is a fifth grader at Rangerville Elementary. She is an honor roll student and reading is her favorite subject. Bailey also enjoys art, with drawing being her preferred art media. Bailey's passion centers around animals. Dogs and cats are her absolute favorites. She plans on becoming a veterinarian. After high school, Bailey's ambition is to attend either Texas A&M in Kingsville or Texas State in San Marcos. She doesn't want to go too far from home and study veterinarian medicine. And she's leading the pledge. The invocation is Jacob. Stand up. Jacob is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Fred Guerra and is a fifth grader at Rangerville Elementary School. He is an honor roll student. His favorite subject is math. Participates in Fuel Up to Play 60 and is a member of the Running Rattlers Track Club. Jacob is an avid fisherman and has fun going on fishing expos with his family. While he enjoys various types of sports, his favorite is baseball, where he plays outfield. Jacob is also a fan of country music. Go for it. After high school, Jacob plans to attend Texas A&M in College Station and pursue a degree in civil engineering. Good for you. Okay, go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands in one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to this Texas, one state under God and one indivisible.
Good evening. Will you please bow your heads as we speak to our Lord? Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and all of our countless blessings. We thank you, Father, for this precious time you have given us. Thank you for looking over our schools and for your unconditional love. We ask that you watch over our school board members and guide them to their decision-making throughout our school year. May this meeting bring success and growth to our school district. We ask that you watch over the students this week during START testing, and that you will help all the students remember all that they have learned. All this we pray through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Mrs. Diana Atkinson is the principal at Ranger Elementary School. And if the parents are in the audience, if they could please stand and be recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia and Ms. Atkinson from Rangerville. We now move on to special recognitions. I'll turn it over to Ms. Celia Longoria.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, Superintendent Dr. Nate Carmen, and members of the public and community that are here, and our school personnel. Thank you all for being here with us this evening. We are very delighted to bring you a lot of student recognition this evening, and they're being recognized for various accomplishments. So today we're going to start off first with our school board members, and there was a event that took place. It's the Mexican American School Boards Association, known as MASBA. San Benito CISD Board President Michael A. Vargas recently accepted the Héroes de MASBA, Mexican American School Boards Association Award, on behalf of the school district at the MASBA conference in San Antonio. This particular award was presented by MASBA President and Canutillo ISD Trustee Armando Mando Rodriguez and Henry Cisneros, Mayor of San Antonio from 1981 to 1989. And he also served as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development from 1993 to 1997 during the Clinton administration. So those individuals presented the award to Mr. Vargas, and I do have the award here for presentation. And here you go. Congratulations. And also to the Thank you and congratulations. So we move on to the student recognition portion of the agenda, and we have scholars, we have athletes, we have Future Farmers of America, and we have some other groups that are involved with the Career Technical Education Program. They're also involved with Skills USA. Their sponsors are here joining them as well, and we're so glad that you as parents were able to take time from your busy schedule to join your children here tonight. So the first team on the agenda is the girls varsity basketball team. They were named the 32-6A district champions and the 32-6A by-district champions, and also area finalists. And please, if the whole team can come in and make their way in, and then join me to the front. The team had a very successful season, and I'd like to introduce the members of the team. Taisha Anaya, Emily Barraza, Andrea Castillo, Elvira Coronado, Michaela Garcia, Anel Gomez, the manager, Jacqueline LaBelle, Haley Lopez, Arlene Lucero, Juan Recio, the manager, Laura Rincones, Natalie Rosales, Anisa Salazar, the manager, Miranda Vallejo, some of these athletes were the 32-6A honorable mention. They also made the first team, the All Valley third team, the second team. And in Miranda Vallejo's case, she was the 32-6A offensive player of the year and the All Valley offensive player of the year. Also, Dinora Vela is the manager as well. The sponsors, you have your head coach, Abel Moreno. He recently was named the Valley Morning Stars Coach of the Year, I believe, along with some other accolades that the Valley Morning Star presented. So he is a head coach, and his assistants, Lori Garcia, Juan Recio, Mark Naranjo, Yolanda Garcia, I believe. Garza? Okay. Athletic Director Dan Gomez is in the audience. I saw him a little while ago, so he's here supporting the group. And congratulations to this team. And just a little bit more information before they exit out of the room. For the 2017-2018 school year, the girls won the 32-6A girls basketball. They were named district champions and by-district champions. Miranda Vallejo, Emily Barraza, and Michaela Garcia were selected to participate in the Rio Grande Valley Vipers All-Star Showcase and the RGV BCA All-Star Game. So congratulations on a stellar season. Great job. Thank you so much. That way. Thank you. And I know the high school principal is in the audience, Mr. Henry Sanchez, so I'll acknowledge him right now. And thank you for being here. We have another group from San Benito High School, actually one female that had an outstanding season. Please help me welcome Leanne Ramirez. She is joined by her head coach, Sergio Nunez. And in the 181-pound class, she placed first at regionals. And in the 181-pound class, she placed first at state. And this was the 2018 state championships at the Texas High School Women's Powerlifting Association. This was held March 16th in Waco, Texas. Congratulations. Next, we move on to the boys powerlifting, and we have one athlete, Mark Angel Cedillo. Hi. And he's joined by his coach, Alex Rosales, Greg Blanco. And Mark Angel is an 11th grader at San Benito High School. He placed 5th at the boys regionals powerlifting meet, and he qualified for the state meet. And this was in Abilene, Texas. So congratulations. And parents, if you have any athletes that were recognized this evening, please stand and be recognized at this time. They stepped out. Congratulations to the coaches and our student athletes. The next group that we like to recognize are students that competed at the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show in Mercedes. And we have a lot of winners. As always, we do have good representation of our students. We have very dedicated staff members as well. These are the programs that are under the direction of Career Technical Education Program. We have Mr. Hector Rendon in the back. And so please help me welcome our student winners. If we can have all the FFA winners start making their way into the boardroom, please. Awesome. It takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication for these students to be working all throughout the school year in preparation for the livestock show in Mercedes. So we thank them and we thank their parents and the sponsors. I'll introduce the students here in a minute. We have Mr. Orlando Lopez doing the honors and Ms. Emel Garcia on the other end. Thank you so much. And let's tell you a little bit about these students. We have Kayla Medellin, first place, and her project was a reserve champion Dorper lamb. And she placed first with New Zealand rabbits. Katie Partida placed first, reserve champion fine wool lamb. That was her project, so she did very well. Jason Martinez placed first with New Zealand rabbits. Kayla Claudio placed third with California rabbits. And the sponsors are joining them this evening, Romana Cantu, Eddie Garcia, and George Guerra. This took place March 9th through the 18th at the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show in Mercedes. And as a result of their placings, they were able to sell their animals at the Sale of Champions. So all these students that you see here are your Sale of Champion winners. We have more. Danae Munoz placed third with California Rabbits. Julissa Zuniga placed second with Reserve Champion Vines. Abraham Garcia placed first with a project medium wool heavyweight lamb. And Ava Guerra, medium wool lightweight lamb. And these are students from different campuses throughout our district. We have some from San Benito High School, Veterans Memorial Academy, Miller Jordan. We have students there as well participating. And we move on with Evelyn Leo, second place. She's a student at La Encantada Elementary, a fourth grader. Medium goat was her project that she entered. Elizabeth Ramirez placed third, heavyweight fine wool, cross breed. She's a junior at San Benito High School. So these are all your Sale of Champions. And in this district, the tradition of being involved in FFA It's a very rich tradition, and I'm sure some of the parents that are in our audience also took part as FFA students when they were in school, so they passed on that tradition to their children. So it's still alive and well here in San Benito, and our students have excelled every time they go compete at the livestock show and rodeo in Mercedes. So we also have some more recognition for these students. And these are students that participated with their market hog and their market steer. And they are Madeline Cole, Megan Medina, Abraham Garcia, Tristan Sauceda, Nayeli Rodriguez, Bernardo Munoz, Jacqueline LaBelle, Mia Longoria, Crystal Ruiz, Joe Ryan Cardenas, Joaquin Medina, Tabitha Lafuente. And the first place livestock judging team will be competing at the FFA Area 10 contest April 17th in hopes of advancing to the state competition. So congratulations to these students. They were top winners at the livestock show, earning anywhere from first to third place with their various projects. And we also had one student, Abraham Garcia, Reserve Grand Champion in public speaking. So that's really, really amazing job with that. And we wish those students that are advancing to state competition the best of luck. And I do have something that I'd like to read on behalf of the program and from the teacher, Mr. Eddie Garcia. Dr. Carmen, Mr. Madrigal, Dr. Phillips, administrators, and parents, we as agriculture teachers have the best job within our school district. Not one of the best, but the very best job within the San Benito CISD. The extension of our classroom is the FFA Club. The FFA mission states that FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agriculture education. Perseverance is a lesson learned through doing. Students learn that they need to study for the contest they participate in and work smart to be successful for their projects. Our students learn that good things come when you preserve and work hard. Learning to serve is part of the FFA motto. Volunteering in the community is an important part of giving back. Public service projects build cooperation and organizational skills within our San Benito FFA chapter, and this builds a sense of citizenship. Mr. Garcia, Ms. Cantu Gonzalez, and Mr. Guerra want the community to know that the students before you have excelled above and beyond. These students are leaders. They are tomorrow's agricultural leaders, and they continue to learn life skills through FFA. In turn, this will assist them in advancing America's #1 industry, that being agriculture. A special thank you goes out to our principals, Mr. Gilbert Galvan and Mr. Henry Sanchez. We would also like to thank our CTE director, Mr. Hector Rendon, for his support over the years and wish him nothing but the best as he is retiring at the end of the school year. We would also like to thank Mr. Hector Madrigal, who has exerted a positive influence on the San Benito FFA. Mr. Hector Madrigal recently became our assistant superintendent within the San Benito CISD. Dr. Carmen, thank you, sir, for hiring a person who is truly an advocate for all students within our school district. Mr. Madrigal understands that the FFA is a powerful youth organization. In concluding, to the parents, school board members, and our superintendent, Dr. Nate Carmen, thank you all for being the backbone of the largest club on campus, the FFA, the San Benito FFA. And that concludes the FFA recognition. Great job. Parents of FFA students, thank you so much for being here. The next groups that I'll be calling on are students from San Benito High School. These are the HOSA, Health Occupation Students of America. These are students that went to compete at the Spring Leadership Conference, and they placed at the District Area Conference. Please help me welcome Luis A. Gomez, placed third in clinical nursing, advanced to state. So congratulations to Luis. He is joined by his sponsor, Mr. Aaron Cantu. And Luis Gomez competed at the HOSA Area 7 Spring Leadership Conference, February 23rd and 24th. This was at the McAllen Convention Center. Students advancing to state competed or will be competing at the HOSA State Leadership Conference, and that's taking place April the 12th through the 14th in Grapevine, Texas. So we wish them the best of luck. And thank you, Mr. Cantu. And parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. Another HOSA group is here joining us this evening, and they are under the direction of their instructor, Jaime Ibarra. He is the HOSA advisor. Please help me welcome these students. We have second place EMT, or EMT stands for Emergency Medical Technician. These are students that are advancing to the state conference, and they are Erica Galindo, Connie Martinez. Third place team, Healthcare Career Display. They're advancing also to the state conference, Jasmine Estrada and Amy Moran. I believe these two students could not be here tonight, but we also have Gladys Flores and Alexis Gonzalez, who placed third. And this took place in February at the McAllen Convention Center. The students advancing to state will be competing April the 12th through the 14th in Dallas, Texas. So we wish them the best of luck, and we know that they're going to represent our district with extreme pride. Congratulations. And parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized of your EMT students. I know some of our students drive themselves already, so their parents might not be here. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibarra and students. We move on to the Skills USA team from San Benito High School. These are students that placed at the district conference, and please help me welcome these students and sponsor. The sponsor is Trisha Silva, and the students are Crystal Rebolloso. If they didn't show up, okay. Well, I'll read a little bit about them, just to kind of give you an idea of what are some of the competitions that our students are competing in. Crystal Rebolloso placed first in digital photography and advancing to state. Carrie Garza placed first in digital photography project and also advancing to state. They did go compete April 6th through the 8th in Corpus Christi, and prior to that, they went to compete in Harlingen at TSTC. So congratulations to them and to their sponsor as well. From San Benito High School, we have a group, Skills USA. These are the students that competed in the district leadership and skills competition, and they placed at the district conference. Please help me welcome these students. We hope they're joining us. Art Martinez, he's here. His photograph qualified for state. He placed first with the medal and qualified. The Career Pathway Showcase placed first with a gold medal and qualified to state. With a broadcast news production, Nayeli Ramirez placed first with a gold medal and state qualified, Career Pathway Showcase. Nayeli was elected District 13 officer, so congratulations to Nayeli. David de la Rosa placed first with a gold medal and qualified for state with a Career Pathway Showcase. Second place, also he received second place silver medal in digital cinema. Their instructor is Miss Isabel de la Cruz, and she's joining the students right up at the front. And this took place February at TSTC in Harlingen, and the students advanced to state, and they did compete April the 6th through the 8th in Corpus Christi. We have some other students under Ms. de la Cruz's supervision. They are Roman Limas, placed second with a silver medal in digital cinema, and the photograph qualified for state. Brianna Vega placed first, medal at state, and qualified with the broadcast news production. The photograph qualified for state. Also, Yasmin Delgado placed first and earned a gold medal. Broadcast news production, Kayla Martel also placed first with a gold medal and state qualified in the broadcast news production, and the photograph qualified for state. There are some updates about their recent competition that they just returned from last week. So Art Martinez received at the state conference Excellence Award ribbon for photography project. And Kayla Martel, a very good ribbon for photography project. Roman Limas, a very good and a ribbon for photography project. And Brianna Vega very good, and ribbon for photography project. So congratulations to all these students and to their sponsor, Ms. De La Cruz. Great job. And parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized and show us how proud you are of your children. Good job. Thank you, students. Another group from San Benito High School. These students are under the direction of Paul Hernandez. He's their advisor, so if we can have them all come up into the boardroom, make their way into the boardroom. These are students that went to compete at the Skills USA District 13 Leadership and Skills Conference. We have Andrew Coy, placed first with digital photography project and advancing to state. Mauricio Diaz, placed first in digital photography project and advancing to state. Hillary Dickens, second place, photography in digital. And again, they're under the direction of Mr. Paul Hernandez, and this was at the Skills USA District 13 Leadership and Skills Conference, taking place at TSTC in Harlingen. These students advanced to state. Just recently, they returned from Corpus Christi, and we'll give you an update here at the end. We also have, under Paul Hernandez, Caitlin Gonzalez placed second in digital photography. Janie Martinez placed first in digital photography and advanced to state. And Emilia Melchor placed first in digital photography and advanced to state. We also have Leticia Robles, first place in digital photography and also advanced to state. Leticia Robles also got a gold medal in job demonstration, open, advancing to state competition. And Lauren Rodriguez earned a bronze medal and received a state pen design. We have one more, a few more pages. Abigail Sube, first place digital photography and advancing to state. Also, Abigail got a silver medal for her photography skills and also advanced to state. Bianca Caltro Tomanzi placed first in digital photography and advanced to state. And Nayeli Velez, first place in digital photography, also advancing to state. So now for the recent competition that they took part in Corpus, this was at the State Skills Conference. Abigail Sube placed second in digital photography. Bianca Caltro Tomanzi placed second with digital photography. Leticia Robles placed second and also got a bronze medal for job demonstration open. Janie Martinez placed second, digital photography. Emilia Melchor, second place, digital photography. And Andrew Coy, second place, digital photography. Third place winner, Mauricio Diaz in digital photography. And Nayeli Velez, third place in digital photography. So congratulations to these students that walked away with top prizes at the state competition. Congratulations. And they have their awards. Parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Another group from San Benito High School, Skills USA. These are students that went to the District Leadership and Skills Conference, and they placed at the district conference. And please help me welcome these students. They are under the direction of Carla Eads, and they are Brianna Vasquez, and Santos Maldonado, and Janie Castellanos. These students placed first with their agricultural model. The project advanced to state. In Brianna's case, she placed third in job interview skills. Santos Maldonado also placed first, and the project is advancing to state. Janie Castellanos placed first, and the project is advancing to state. And these are the events that took place, district competition, TSTC in Harlingen. And so these are the students that did go to state just recently, and they returned again with some top honors. We had some other students under the leadership of Ms. Carla Eads, and they are Leonela Zuniga, first place in agricultural model, and they're advancing to state. Orlando Garcia also placed first in that same event and advancing to state. Axel de Cuesta also received similar honors, and Alfredo Garza, they're advancing to state. We also have Christopher Cervantes, first place winner, and Luis Ramirez, first place winner. Their projects are advancing to state. And Ms. Eads provided us with an update that all of these students placed first with their architectural model. They are Brianna Vasquez, Santos Maldonado, Janie Castellanos, Leonela Zuniga, Orlando Garcia, Axel de Cuesta, Alfredo Garza, Christopher Cervantes, and Luis Ramirez. And these are state winners. Isn't that awesome? So congratulations to these students, and thank you, Ms. Eads. Parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Yes. And parents, y'all are welcome to take pictures while your children are up here being recognized. Don't be shy. Thank you and congratulations. We have a few more groups to recognize. From San Benito High School, Skills USA District Leadership and Skills Conference winners. These are students that placed at district conference. And please help me welcome Andrew Saldivar. He earned first place in heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration skills competition. And he is advancing to state conference. He is under the leadership of his instructor, George Maxwell. The competition took place in February at TSTC in Harlingen. And the students advanced to state at the Skills USA Conference, which was held recently in Corpus Christi. So congratulations, Mr. Maxwell, and congratulations to Andrew Saldivar. And parents of Andrew, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized. There they are. Awesome. Congratulations. The next group that we will recognize this evening are students that are enrolled under Efraín Villarreal's class. And these are students that advanced to state competition. They also competed in district competition. We have Alan Sierra, first place winner in auto collision repair. Luis Garcia placed first in collision estimating. He belonged to a team. We also have Alicia Cruz, who placed first in collision estimating team. And Tyler Martinez placed third in auto refinishing skill. And Alan Sierra received first place gold medal at the Skills USA State Competition in auto collision repair and will advance to national competition in Louisville, Kentucky. Great job. So congratulations to these students and to the fine skills that they're learning under the instruction of their instructor, Mr. Efraín Villarreal. We wish you well at nationals in Louisville, Kentucky. And parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Parents of these students, yes, thank you so much. Just a few more groups, so thank you all for being patient with us. We're all excited because we have a lot to brag about in this district, and so in a little bit you get to see some more of these students that are really, really doing a phenomenal job representing their school and representing our school district when they go compete at district, state, and national events. San Benito High School Skills USA Criminal Justice Quiz Bowl Competition, second place winners, Samantha Rodriguez, Alexa Briceño, Crystal Pesina, Diana Quintero. Their instructor is Lizette M. Lucio, and she is joining them right now. And these are students that competed at the Skills USA Criminal Justice Quiz Bowl, February at TSTC in Harlingen. The students will be advance to Skills April the 6th through the 8th in Corpus. So congratulations, and parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized. And thank you, Ms. Lucio. Thank you, parents. The next group, of course, from San Benito High School, these are the BPA, or the Business Professionals of America. These are students that went to compete at the state conference. We have a fifth place winner in fundamental spreadsheet applications, Adrian Garcia, and their teacher is Alma Jimenez. There they are. Okay, Business Professionals of America. This was in Corpus Christi. And there's also going to be a national conference, BPA national conference,
taking place May the 9th through the 13th in Dallas, Texas. Adrian Garcia placed third in fundamental spreadsheet applications and advanced to state, and Nayla Herrera second in interview skills and is advancing to state. So great job to these students under the instruction of Alma Jimenez. And parents, if you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time, because we know how very proud you are of your children. The next group of students that we'll call on are under the instruction of Diana Zuniga, and they are from San Benito High School. These are the Business Professional of America, Chapter 2. They placed at Regional Leadership Conference. They are Christopher Enriquez, placed fourth in Computer Security and advanced to the state conference, and also Matthew Lugo, placed third in Digital Publishing and is advancing to state. This took place at the Regional Leadership Conference, January 11th and 12th at STC in Weslaco. And students advanced to the state in Corpus Christi, which was held back in February, and February 28th through March 3rd. So congratulations, Christopher, Matthew. And to their sponsor, Diana Zuniga. So parents, if you're in the audience, stand and be recognized, please. There they are. Very proud. We have another group from San Benito High School, the Business Professionals of America, and these are students that competed at the regional conference. These students are under the instruction of Sonia Flores. And please help me welcome website design team, second place state qualifiers, Kaylee Quintero, Alisa Naranjo, Carissa Arellano, Jacob Cavazos. Their teacher is Sonia Flores. And these students, the BPA Chapter 6, competed at the Business Professionals of America Regional Conference, January 11th and 12th at South Texas College in Weslaco. And they advanced to the Business Professionals of America State Conference, February 28th through March 3rd in Corpus Christi. Also, under the leadership of Ms. Sonia Flores, the broadcast news team placed third, and third place state alternates, Neidy Garza, Vanessa Ontiveros, Pixie Hernandez, and Art Martinez. So congratulations to them. And also, we have a fourth place state qualifier advanced in accounting, that is Jose Rodriguez. So congratulations. So parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized. Yay. Thank you so much. The next group that I'll call on is under the instruction of Irma Isabel Perez, and these are students from San Benito High School. These are the Business Professionals of America scholarship recipients, and they are Eddie Abrego, who earned a $500 regional scholarship and is not able to be with us tonight. He also earned a $750 state scholarship. Jacob Sauceda is another scholarship recipient, earned $250 at the regionals and $750 as a state scholarship winner. And Joseph Munoz, $750 state scholarship winner. I believe their instructor is here, Ms. Perez, I saw her earlier. These students submitted scholarship applications at both the regional and state level, where they competed against students from across the region and state of Texas. After presenting their bio and accomplishments, they were awarded the scholarship, which they would be able to use at universities of their choice. Congratulations on their awards, and congratulations to Ms. Perez on her leadership with these students. Joseph Munoz also placed first in interview skills and first in parliamentary procedures. Jason Martinez placed first in presentation management. And Jose Martinez placed second in fundamental word processing, third in parliamentary procedures. Janet Rasmussen placed second in digital media production. Brianna Vega placed first in broadcast news production. We have Yasmin Delgado, first in broadcast news production. Almeda Lara, third in parliamentary procedures. Rebecca Means, third, also in parliamentary procedures. April Montemayor also placed third, and Eva Villagran placed third. and this was in parliamentary procedures. We have David de la Rosa, who also walked away with a third place finish in parliamentary procedures. So that concludes the group that is under the leadership of Irma Isabel Perez, their instructor and sponsor, and she is joining them here. So congratulations on your wins. And parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized. Parents of these students. Thank you so much for being here this evening. So we had Future Farmers of America, we had athletes, and the next group that I'd like to present to you are students that are involved with our San Benito High School's Teach for Tomorrow groups. They're under the direction of Dolores de la Fuente. The first group that I'd like to call on, these are the Gold Teach for Tomorrow Summit winners. These are the students that placed at state competition with their elementary bulletin board, and they are Sheila Avila, Caitlin Hernandez. They earned a blue ribbon, and their topic was teaching healthy hygiene habits. We also had Jacqueline Castillo and Itzel Contreras. They earned a blue ribbon, teaching character skills. Their sponsor is Dolores de la Fuente, or Dodi de la Fuente, as we all love to call her. Congratulations. This took place at the Teach for Tomorrow state competition, February 14th through the 17th at Montgomery, Texas, and Sam Houston State University. Other students and winners, Matthew Lugo, Clarissa Menchaca. These were blue ribbon winners, and their presentation was teaching ways to identify, prevent, and respond to cyberbullying. Also, other winners, the Gold Teach for Tomorrow Summit, Zeta Sigala, Kayla Ochoa, blue ribbon, teaching sign language to special needs children, and that was their topic. It was a project visualization. Other winners in that same category, Jelena Ramos, Sid Alith Mata, blue ribbon, organizing a fundraising game with students and faculty. That sounds like fun. And Diana Cepeda is another winner, and Josie Barrett is another winner. And their project, a blue ribbon project, Toy Drive Service Project to Young Children in Need. So congratulations for doing great things in the community and in our school district and representing us at Sam Houston State University and Montgomery, Texas. Thank you, Ms. Dodi de la Fuente, for your leadership, and thank you, students, for coming back with those big honors. Parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Show us how proud you are of your children. So this was the gold. So next we meet the Taffy Purple Teach for Tomorrow Summit State Competition winners. And we have several of those students that are joining us this evening. Imimix Estrada is a blue ribbon winner in the elementary bulletin board. Alexia Obregon, also a blue ribbon winner in the elementary bulletin board. Joining them is Amanda Davila and Deidre Reese. And their teacher is Brenda Aguilar. This took place in Montgomery, Texas. Students placed with a blue ribbon for elementary bulletin board at the state competition. So congratulations to their instructor, Ms. Brenda Aguilar, and to the students. And parents, if y'all are in the audience, if you'd like to stand and recognize your children, we'd love that. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. The next group that I'd like to present, and then after this, it will conclude the special recognition portion of this meeting. Students from San Benito High School. These are the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Club. This is a second year that these students help prepare income taxes, and they submit income documents for over 60 families. So they've done an amazing job in our community under the direction of Sonia Flores, who you met earlier, and also joining her is Sandra Leal, and Albert Dames also helps as well, but I know he's probably tied up with the after-school program at this time. So we have these students, Pablo Barron, Stephanie Chavez, Brittany Garcia, Erica Galindo, Cecilia Juarez, Samuel Juarez, Reina Rios, Jose Rodriguez, Leslie Torres, Celestine Treviño. And this is the second year that San Benito High School students trained for several months and became IRS certified volunteers. The students started preparing taxes free of charge for low to income moderate families, thus saving the community thousands of dollars in preparation fees. VITA is a collaboration between United Way of Southern Cameron County, San Benito CISD's after-school program, and Career Technical Education Department. These students service 75 families, and total refunds brought in $160,109 that they brought back in. So congratulations to these students and the hard work of their instructors and parents. If you're in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Parents, thank you. Thank you for providing all the support that your children need to succeed, and also thank you to our school board members and our administration for always supporting what it is they're doing above and beyond the classroom setting. So congratulations, and we wish you continued success. Thank you for doing great things in our community.
Thank you, Ms. Longoria. And thanks again to all the parents who are now gone and all the wonderful students. It's just a testament to the greatness of our district, from sports to academics to fine arts and whatnot. And so we not only thank, of course, the sponsors who were presented here, but also each of their supervisors at each of the campuses. So thank you all for your hard work. We move on to the superintendent's report. I'll turn it over now to Dr. Carmen.
Thank you, Mr. Vargas. We are actually going to start with our Reimagine 2021 report, the P20 today, with Mr. Hector Madrigal.
Thank you very much, Board. We will go over our 5-year, we'll go into the P20, which is part of our 5-year strategic plan. We have 5 priorities, and I will start with priority number 1. I'll read them off to you. SBCISD will implement a developmentally appropriate and aligned curriculum for pre-K and kindergarten students with quality instruction supported through targeted professional development, which ensures students are post-secondary ready. Year number 2 goal was to sustain a full-day pre-K program. The status, as of April 2018, all 12 elementaries at San Benito offer a full-day pre-K program for 2017 and 2018 school year. And the pre-K thematic units are utilized to deliver instruction through the OWL curriculum district-wide. The curriculum targets the 10 domains, which are listed below. We'll go on. We've also done beginning of the year and middle of the year circle assessments, which have been administered to all pre-K students. On January 25th, all pre-K teachers received 9 Kindles for student use, either in the classroom or to take home as needed. In February, pre-K teachers received notifications regarding online professional development through the Children's Learning Institute. And the first round of pre-registration took place this past week, which will have other opportunities, but the first round took place last week from the 2nd through the 6th, and this past Saturday here at the John F. Barron boardroom. Ms. Cruz, they'll be doing the end of the year progress monitoring, starting the weeks of April 16th through the 27th. And there'll be additional registration opportunities for these kids on April 28th at San Benito High School, and on the week of April 30th through May 4th at their home elementary campuses. Priority number 2 which has to deal with higher ed. San Benito will create a community network with local government, institutions of higher education, and community organizations to eliminate barriers for post-secondary education. The goal was, for year number 2, to formalize a community network to eliminate barriers for post-secondary success. As of April the 18th, we reviewed clearinghouse data with our administrative team. We reviewed the TSI, ACT, SAT, and PSAT data for students grades 8 through 12, mainly at the high schools. On January 18th, we met with TAM UK regarding the dual enrollment course offerings for the spring of 2018, the summer of 2018, and the fall of 2018. On March 8th, we had a parent meeting over at VMA for the incoming kids that are going to be the first cohort attending our Advanced Academics Academy, which we're working with TAM UK to get these kids at least 41 hours of college classes by the time they leave here. On April the 5th, we contacted P20 committee members via email regarding committee meetings on the 26th to discuss the post-secondary readiness data. And this past week, last Thursday, I believe we submitted 107 packets for the kids that are going to be involved in our dual academy, our advanced academy that'll be located at VMA as part of the high school to encourage dual enrollment at San Benito High School. The next steps, we're going to meet with the P20 committee later on in April. We just got this in today. We've been talking with SureScore and some other people to help raise our TSI testing and our TSI passing in all 3 areas. We continue to evaluate and disaggregate TSI, ACT, SAT data for all kids who are either in secondary or entering the high school. Test 8th grade students with the SureScore, and I know they've contacted our testing department as to get the list of students, and that'll take place the week of May 21st through the 28th. That way we could have a starting point as to where these kids are in the 8th grade before they get to the 9th grade, so we know how to make recommendations for remediation or for growth for those children. We will schedule dual enrollment courses when we will be talking with TAM UK for the spring of 2019 and summer of 2019. We have them coming in tomorrow afternoon. Priority number 3, which deals with post-secondary readiness. San Benito will create a district culture that promotes and emphasizes the importance of academic preparedness and supports belief that a post-secondary education is attainable for all students. This is our year number 2 goal. San Benito will conduct research on a P12 curriculum for post-secondary readiness. What we have done, and I know Mr. Rendon has helped us with this, is provide the Naviance program, which is, we use it at the junior highs and the high schools, and that gets the kids ready. It's a career interest. It also helps them with having all their the things they need necessary for college entrance. On April the 15th, we reviewed post-secondary readiness results via our district comprehensive needs assessment. Some of the things we're looking into, we're researching AVID and Achieve. On the 9th, we evaluated data from our Naviance through the usage report and principal input. The next step is to survey the teachers regarding our Naviance implementation and usage, continue to research post-secondary programs for K through 12, and schedule meetings with AVID, Naviance, and Achieve consultants.
Mr. Madrigal,
Sir.
really quick on the question of AVID, Naviance, and Achieve. I know that's a recurring question, even with your predecessors. in terms of the intentionality behind Naviance and maybe where they lack as far as for student achievement. So my question is, what kind of intentionality are we approaching with these meetings, knowing what Naviance in our perception hasn't provided and what we want to see from Avid and Achieve?
Answering the first part of your question, we're looking into all programs that we're using. We've asked the IT people, our instructional people over here, Kathy and Eduardo, to get us a list, a usage, and a cost, and see what's working for us. Now, that isn't going to be determined by the people. Dr. Carr, we're going to talk to the principals and ask them what's working. It's not going to be a decision made up here. I mean, obviously some of it will, because there are some costs that will be incurred, but we're going to do what's best for the kids based off the principal's recommendation. So we're looking at that stuff right there, okay?
I have a follow-up question to
Sir.
Mr. Madrigal. In regards, and this is more specifically to Naviance, we've had that item for about 3 years already in existence. Is there an action plan that was developed, or does it even exist? And if not, I think that's an item that we really need to reconsider and review other possible alternatives to that particular program. I know it's costly, and I think there's got to be something out there that's more comparable and more user-friendly, because by the sounds of it, that item's been in our books for 3 years, and there's nothing there's no utilization on it.
And I think this ties back to Mr. Vargas' first question. To answer your question, whether I know if there was or is a plan, or what I see people saying yes, but quite frankly, no, I couldn't tell you that I've seen it. Okay, and I believe that's like what Mr. Vargas said, there was a change and things are lost in the shuffle or change. Yes, I did get this on a file, but on a computer file. So we are, like we've said here, we will look into other things and get the best bang for our buck for our kids. This is not the end-all, be-all. Priority 4, San Benito will support college and career opportunities and academic offerings in order to provide academic knowledge and prepare students for college and careers. The year number 2 goal, SBCISD will create vertical alignment teams to support increased academic rigor and ensure faculty awareness of academic expectations for college readiness. I know since we've gotten here, we have, or Dr. Carmen, we have implemented the use and training of the TEACS resource system. We brought them in. The teachers, administration have all been trained, or core area teachers have been trained. On February the 16th, the TEACS resource system, we had that PD for our administrators. We've had PD for our core area teachers that was required for them to attend or suggested, and if not, then we brought the training to them on a Saturday. They couldn't go during the week. And the TEACS resource system is utilized by teachers K through 12. The college career military readiness is annotated from pre-K through 12th grade on their lessons plans. All campuses hold professional or PLC sessions to ensure vertical alignment within the core subject areas. And the next steps is to ensure that all campuses hold cross-curricular vertical alignment meetings at least once a month. And I believe some of that will be addressed in some of the things we plan to do in the future. That's something that we will talk about on a later date. The priority number 5, San Benito will ensure early and continuous exposure to college and careers for all of its students. It's supposed to be year number 2 goal. College and career outreach will be made available to all students and parents. And I know that Mr. Mendez talked about this, and we're trying to, earlier in the year, about taking kids to university campuses. This year, we are taking several kids in grade levels to those universities and colleges. Elementary, middle, and high schools held college and career fairs. Fifth grade students research colleges and focus on entrance requirements and financial obligations. There was a FAFSA night held at San Benito High School and at Gateway Academy. The dual enrollment courses at San Benito High School and VMA are held during the school day and after school. On March 29th, we met with the high school counselors regarding information on the video that was creating or talking about what the requirements were and what the hope was as a district to increase our participation in dual enrollment at the high schools. On April the 2nd, we met with high school counselors to discuss how to present dual enrollment and AP opportunities to upcoming freshmen. We have utilized Naviance college readiness lessons and interest tests in grades 6th through 12th. The next steps, we're going to have some middle schools visit colleges in May, and the college is right there. We will have a video that Ms. Servillon and some others are working on discussing our opportunities for kids coming up to the high school and what we plan to do with those 8th graders that are going to be coming up and what the expectation is. We'll create a schedule for college and career fairs and create a schedule for college nights, which includes FAFSA information and college recruiters and presenters. And that is the end of this presentation. If you have any questions.
No questions? Thank you, Mr. Madrigal.
Thank you.
Dr. Carmen?
Thank you, sir. At this point, we have Mrs. Hilda Rendon to report on cash account report, student activity accounts, our comparison of revenue and expenditures to our budget, tax collection, and finally, check disbursements.
Good evening, Mr. Board President, Dr. Carmen, members of the board, and community members. It's okay. Tonight we present the financial reports, starting off with the cash balances. This is for the month ending of March 2018. Our cash balances had a total between investments and at our Frost Bank of $53,113,220.66. Going to our student activity accounts, for the month ending March 2018, our ending balance for the student activity accounts along with the campus principals account is $465,588.60. Followed off like other months, we have the owners of those accounts listed. Our next segment is a comparison of the revenue and expenditures to the budget. Under our general operating funds, and we're starting off with the comparison of the revenue. Under our general operating funds, realized to date is $76,275,304.25. We have realized 65.5% of the anticipated revenue. Under the special revenue funds, we have realized $6,501,307.80. We anticipate receiving $18,462,582.64. It's 35.21%. Our interest and sinking fund, our state has and collected we have realized $6,899,214, which is 88.31% of what we anticipated. Overall, we have realized $89,675,826.05. Our next segment is our actual expenditures. The comparison of the expenditures against and encumbrances against the approved budget. Current expenditures year to date is $57,857,849.43. Our approved or estimated appropriations is $119,022,244. We have spent 48.61. As indicated before, we still have a higher revenue coming in, less expenditures going out, so we have cash flow. Under our special revenue funds, expended is $6,272,803.78. Actual encumbrances, I'll bring this up because we have committed. Right now, we have $2,600,196.52 worth of purchase orders or commitments. The expenditure report, because we have had a question on that, we have actually spent 33.98. It would be higher if, once these encumbrances have been realized. Working very hard in spending that.
Yes, because I was just quickly going to comment that our recurring issue, even from last year.
Yes.
But I won't ask the question, so thank you.
Yeah, we do have a lot of committed purchase orders out that we're bringing in. So the percentage-wise, it just takes in consideration what has actually been spent. Okay, so we are working on that, and we're looking at that very closely. Under the 599, which is our interest and sinking funds, we've made our payment of $6,468,478.13. We spent 82.8% of our funds. Our next segment is our tax collection report. Taxes collected through March 31st, 2018, $11,178,078.33. Our tax levy is $12,987,928.21. We've collected 86.7% of our tax levy.
Ms. Rendon?
Yes, sir.
Just a question. In other districts, I think there's a practice on identifying the total amount that is being exempt from collection or waivers that have been submitted in the current year. Is there any way that we can obtain a report on the amount of discounts that we're providing our constituency?
Sure. Now, when you're talking about discounts, are we looking at the 3%, 2%, and 1% that we did at the very start off? Or are we talking about such as discounts as homesteads, frozen tax values? Or?
Yes, and yes.
Okay, you just want a detail of
Yes.
all of the items that are being exempt?
Right. I mean, that'll show a true picture on the amount of revenue that's being collected from the community and the amount of potential.
Yes,
So please.
I will
Thank
do
you.
that, sir. And just as an FYI, it's going very smooth with the tax collections. Every day we get a report and we record it, so minimal. We're getting less and less payments being mailed here, so the transition has been, that I have heard or come to me, has been very minimal. And the last segment is the check disbursements. And I open it up to any board members that might have any questions on any expenditures that you feel I'll try to answer or get you an answer for. Total of checks written was $7,494,744.18.
Any other questions? Alrighty, thank you, Mr. Rendon.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Madrigal. Okay, moving on to our consent agenda. In order to promote efficient meetings, the board may act upon more than one item by a single vote through the use of consent agenda. Consent items placed on the agenda shall be marked with an asterisk. Consent items are items for which no board discussion is anticipated and for which the superintendent recommends approval. Prior to the time which approval of consent agenda is had, at the request of any member of the Board of Trustees, any item on the consent agenda shall be removed and given individual consideration. Under action agenda, business and finance, request approval for budget amendments 2017 through 2018. Question? Consent? 2, discussion and possible action on selecting an external audit firm or firms in response to RFQ-0418-EAF.
Question?
Question by Mr. Gonzalez and Mr. Mendez. Number 3, request approval to award of RFP-0318-GIM, glass installation and materials district-wide to Lone Star Glass and Mirror. Question? Consent. Number 4, request approval of the purchase of 28 27-inch iMac computers for San Benito High School animation class. Question? Consent. Number 5, request approval of incentive for early resignation notice effective at the end of the 2017-2018 school year. Question?
Question.
Question by Mr. Rosas. Number 6, request approval of incentive on teacher performance for the 2018-2019 school year. Question? Consent. Number 7, request approval of the purchase of Chromebooks for elementary one-to-one initiative. Question? Consent. Number 8, request approval to accept financial literacy grant. Question? Consent. Under administration, we have number 9, request approval of the UTRGV SBCISD interlocal cooperation contract for the 2018 Text Prep summer program and 2018-2019 school year. Question? Consent. 10, request approval to accept gift bequest to Frank Roberts Elementary from the Cameron Appraisal District. Question? Consent. Request approval, or number 11, request approval to enter into agreement with the Interlocal Purchasing System, or TIPS, awarded vendor Absolute Business Consulting Group to provide public relations and communications consulting services and media relations consulting services under TIPS contract number 170602. Question? Consent. Number 12, request approval of Paycheck Works Agreement. Question? Question by Mr. Gonzalez. Number 13, request for approval of board minutes. Question? Consent. Can I please have a motion to approve items 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 13?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Mendez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lopez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Now we move on to under business and finance, question item number 2, discussion and possible action on selecting an external audit firm or firms in response to RFQ-0418-EAF. Question by Mr. Mendez.
Yes, Mr. Vargas, I would like to move this item for discussion in executive session and make a decision on it after we could reconvene.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Mendez to move to executive session. Got it. Do I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Mendez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Also under business and finance, question item number 5, request approval of incentive for early resignation notice effective at the end of 2017-2018 school year. Question by Mr. Rosas.
Number 5, I'd like to include the administration as towards the teachers also in reference to the benefit of retirement for the teachers, maybe the first 20, Mr. Phillips, and for the administrators, the first 10. And in conclusion, also, other non-certified teachers, teachers, so whoever falls under that, maybe 500, and administrators and teachers, 2,000 is the recommendation.
Okay, hold on. We're going to have a presentation on it. Is it like the Phillips present?
We're headed.
Oh, well, just because I see that there, like, there's all right.
If you could hold on your motion, I would like to ask a question to Dr. Carmen regarding the details on the distribution and the way that it's going to work. If you noticed that during our committee, it was a little vague. Have you all laid out the model on the way the distribution is going to take place?
Right, so I know that in the committee meeting, we had a question on the teacher incentive, and you have an attachment that breaks that out to much more detail under number 6. Number 5, on the early resignation incentive, the amount that we have proposed, being conservative, was $1,500. And again, being conservative, we brought the first 20 teachers for that resignation. That's in addition to the amount that we pay for the leave days that our employees have left over, which I think at the high end, at $150 a day for certified for up to 30 days, $4,500, our employees can already receive. So as far as the details for that, that's what we brought forward. 20 teacher slots, first 20 at 1,500. Certainly, if the board wants to modify that, as Mr. Rosas has indicated, that's,
Also, if it's an incentive, you shouldn't limit it to 20 people.
We decided it would be better.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
he's just
questioning
making
that.
a recommendation.
Well, I think,
If it's an incentive, don't limit it.
I think the reason.
And I don't think there's gonna be that many anyway, but just don't
And
limit them.
I think Dr. Phillips or Ms. Rendon, if you want to speak to it, the reason we put a limit is because these are unbudgeted funds.
That's correct.
What are they?
These are not in the budget for the 2017,
Well, we can always make an
2018
amendment
school
of
year.
that.
No.
We can't make an amendment? Why not?
Because we left it at 20, because that's
No,
what
no,
we
no, no,
thought.
I'm talking about if the
And I-
items that are
Because-
budgeted and that are not budgeted, we can make amendments on those.
I think, was there a rationale, Dr. Carmen, between 20 and unlimited? Other than that this is unbudgeted, so it'd be fiscally responsible?
again, we were conservative in the proposal we brought to the board. Certainly, we know that we're operating in the black, and we have the money within the budget to move to the level that Mr. Rosas presented. We could go unlimited. We have a time
I
frame.
don't think that'd be that many, but it just, don't limit it.
We have a time frame.
And I agree with Mr. Rosas too.
That we're limiting these resignations to come in. We're trying to get them to come in quickly to help with our staffing and our hiring for next year. So again, that's up to the board. We try to set a reasonable limit, trying to entice people that if they're going to go ahead and retire or resign, to do so in a quick manner, so we could hire the best people out there in May instead of July. And again, we brought a very conservative approach or a presentation to the board.
So,
If the board wants to amend that,
No.
you
so I
certainly
guess,
have that.
I guess we want to, Mr. Lopez?
Yeah, Dr. Carmen, I understand the whole process, and I'm all for getting this going a lot sooner rather than later. So I propose $2,500 for both administration and teachers. And so if this will push them over the edge, whether they're going to retire or not retire, and give us an opportunity to go ahead and market our positions in a timely manner, because the way it works, with history, is that we're looking into positions in late June and July, and it's all the good quality, for the most part, are pretty much picked up or gone somewhere else. So they want job security, so I think this is the best avenue that we can take as a district to make sure that we provide our kids with the best education possible, and also being fiscally responsible as well. Thank you.
I think it would behoove us to bring in Ms. Rendon, and if we're proposing either 2,500, 2,000, 1,500, are you comfortable with current numbers? And not putting this on you, Hilda, but if you can just give us some numbers with respect to the decisions and the implications?
I thought we had a healthy fund balance of 32 million. What's the problem?
I just want to clarify one thing. When we started with this incentive, one of the items that we talked about is it was more of a resignation. The ones that they were planning to resign, not so much retirement. I mean, if that's what they're going to do going forward, well, then that's another thing. Ours is more to get those that are planning to resign, either because they're going somewhere else, regardless, is a resignation, so that we could start our planning purposes. The number of 20 came across is because we need to find out, since we're repurposing Landrum, there's some slots that we wanted to open up so that the schools could go, the personnel had a place to go. That's how it started. Know that since then, and that's where the teachers came in, because those are the ones that were going to be the ones moving to other campuses. Since then, there was the administration, incentive of the administration, and I'm sure Mr. Rosas is, what about other individuals that also want to do the separation from the district? We started off, again, it's planning. And as to go back what Mr. Lopez said, it's a planning stage so that we can go out there and post the vacancies that we are, and we can attract sooner than later. So it's not so much to push them into retirement, it's the separation portion of it. As far as cost is involved, if we're going to do it unlimited, yes, Mr. Gonzalez, we could do an amendment if it need to. I couldn't come up with an amount unless I know, if we cap it, we could do what would be, if it's 25, it would be 25 times 20, and I could bring you an amount, all right? If it's unlimited, it's a little bit more, it could be a little bit more costly, and if it is, and we're prepared for that, then we do an amendment. So it's just, to bring you figures, I need which direction we're, price-wise, and are we capping it or are we not, so that I can be prepared to get
Question,
those funds.
I got a question. I like Mr. Gonzalez's idea of adding and open it, and Mr. Lopez, but can we put a place of time, like the first, 45 days, and then within 45 days or 20 days,
I
if
think-
they apply, fine, we accept
Yes,
those.
yes.
And we can adjust to that.
Yes.
But if we leave it open, just open, time period, to me, it's kind of hard for yourself. So I like Mr. Gonzalez's idea, leave it open, whoever wants to sign within 40 days or 30 days.
I think
Open but
it's less
timely.
than that.
Open
Yeah,
but timely.
open it but timely.
Yeah, we had some dates that we would limit it to, so we could get those resignations in April. Dr. Phillips, can you remind me of those dates?
2 weeks, I think.
We had a 2-week time frame, and so we were looking at starting Monday, if approved by the board, and then we'd go 2 weeks from Monday.
If I'm, yeah, 2 weeks is fine. Yeah, if I may,
It's not separation.
yeah,
It's just.
not that, okay.
Yeah, it's not this, that they're going to leave in 2 weeks, it's just that they enter, yes, that they enter their intent.
Then, by the sounds of it, the board is kind of happy with leaving it open and the cap of 2,500 for administrators and professionals. You know, just to be fair to all personnel, definitely bring up a $500 incentive on non-certified personnel as well, so we could assure that everybody has an opportunity to submit the resignation on a timely manner. And if it's for a 2-week window, then I don't think it'll be that much of an impact.
So the motion for Mr. Mendez is to have an open process for 2 weeks for $2,500 for administration and certified professionals, and with $500 for non-certified staff. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Under administration, we have a question, item number 12, that is request approval of Paycheck Works Agreement. Mr. Gonzalez? Dr. Carmen?
All right, so as we have presented to the board in our committee meetings last week, this is a company that would allow employees to be extended a line of credit equal to 3% of their annual salary, so that if they had a situation come up where they needed to purchase something, refrigerator, other household items, instead of going out and getting a payday loan, they would be able to buy from this website. The website would then give our payroll folks the information. We would set up, and it would be a direct withdrawal from their paycheck, payable over 6 payments, with no interest charged to them.
I think in the past, something like this was brought up, and the board did not approve it. Who are the people that are the owners or that are actually providing the service? What are the names of these people?
I think there's an agreement here that you can review if you click on the attachment, or maybe you don't have the attachment.
I don't have it.
The Paycheck Works Company is out of Addison, Texas. The owner's name, I'm not sure I can relay to you. They were brought to us, I think, locally by David Hall. The company is out of Addison.
And on the same line, the reason we didn't approve it is because we had some questions, and our attorney was kind of, he wasn't.
I believe they were addressed, some of the questions were
The agreement before you is my edited version. I didn't give the company an opportunity to respond
It's pretty much if the board approves it, it's gonna be a take it or leave it. I eliminated all liability to the school district. There will have to be an agreement between the employees, known as participants under this agreement, and that company. But as far as the school district and the company, we're pretty much just obligated to deduct the amount that the employee agrees to. Now, if there's any type of separation between the school district and the employee, we bear no liability to cover the expense.
Because-
that employee / participant will be personally liable to that company. So for purposes of protection of the school district, I've covered the bases with regards to this agreement.
Right, because I remember that name, David Hall, and it was the same person that brought it up 2 years ago. And we were very reluctant on it. And I think that we're getting too involved in that. I think that if the people need to get a loan or buy a refrigerator, I don't think we should put it to the point that we have to deduct that payment. I don't think we're into that business at all.
Well, actually, I think in my research, there are a lot of districts, including the county and the city, that have similar programs, not with Paycheck Works, but through the Community Corporation of Brownsville. And they allow, and the only reason this is good is because this is at no interest to either of the employees. And so for me, I think the number was 31 payday lenders in our vicinity. So I think what's happening in order to educate and make financially literate and bring awareness to it is instead of going for a loan at our local payday lenders and get a rate of 400% interest versus getting a loan, especially around Christmas time when pockets are strapped, for a loan that has 0 interest and they're able to pay back within 6 months. That is reasonable. And the other thing too is that they're capping it at 3%. They don't get unlimited loans, and that's to be also fiscally responsible within their own means. So we felt that this was more of a benefit to the employees rather than something that we're restricting for them, especially if it's come before the board. And secondly, I think they don't have to opt into it. If
No,
they
I
don't wanna
understand
do
that,
it,
and you know, if
because
what you're
the
saying.
financial situations vary across our district, and if there are those who are financially struggling, I feel that it would be in their best interest to maybe take advantage of this service.
Yeah, and I understand the interest rates and all of that, but I just don't think that the district should get involved in that.
I add something to it, Mr. Gonzalez. In the past, I checked around the city, and there's about approximately 20 loan companies in the city of San Benito or more. And I sure like to.
I just say we shouldn't get involved in that.
No,
That's
but
what
I
I'm
sure
saying.
like to help my employees, happy employees. They come to work, you know. And this is we're not telling them go ahead, you have to. It's just an opportunity, okay?
The only thing is about having their check deducted because they have to pay that, whatever you call it. But you all, no, you all, whatever you want to
But
call it.
200, 300%.
I don't agree with that. We're getting too involved in something else.
Zero, we're just trying to help.
My question, why them and not a list of other people included?
Because they're the individuals who presented at the last committee meeting, and we
Okay.
have never seen an entity like this before.
Okay, we can invite other people, though.
Well, whoever was present at the last meeting didn't make that assertion, so I think the board at the time wanted to go with an option that was credible.
Yeah. You know, and in my opinion, as far as this whole presentation is concerned, you know, in my opinion, it is a benefit to our employees, and we're going to allow our employees to be given the opportunity to use this voluntary product. It's not, you don't have to use it, but you know, if it's there, you know, and it behooves the employee to use it, and once they look into it and see, you know, what their credit limit is and so on and so forth, I see that it's a benefit to the employee. Okay, so that's my opinion, and yes, it was brought up to the committee meetings, and in the committee meeting, you know, this company came and did their presentation, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, I'm here to represent all our constituents and make sure that our kids have what they need, and I'm also here for the employees as well. So if I can give them, you know, an opportunity to, you know, an extra benefit, then why not? All right, thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve Paycheck Works agreement?
A motion.
Motion by Mr. Rosas. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on, under closed meeting, discussion under the authority of the Texas Government Code for the purpose of private consultation with the board's attorney on any subjects of matters authorized by law, 551.074 for the purpose of the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee, A, employment, resignations, and retirements, B, discussion and consideration to terminate professional probationary contracts at the end of the year 2017-2018 to include teachers, librarians, counselors, nurses, and administrators. C, discussion and consideration to reemploy probationary contract employees to include teachers, librarians, counselors, and nurses. D, discussion and consideration to renew term contract employees to include teachers, librarians, counselors, and nurses. And E, discussion and consideration on an appointment of person to conduct DIA investigations. We convene into executive session at exactly 8 o'clock. We reconvene back into open session at exactly 9:14. As far as A, employment resignations and retirements, Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. Mr. Vargas, I would make the recommendation that the board consider the resignations and retirements as presented.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lopez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Mendez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Item B, discussion and consideration to terminate professional probationary contracts at the end of the contract year 2017-2018 to include teachers, librarians, counselors, nurses, administrators. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. Again, Mr. Vargas, I would ask the board to consider the recommendation to terminate the professional probationary contracts as discussed in executive session.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Mendez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lopez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item C, discussion and consideration to reemploy probationary contract employees to include teachers, librarians, counselors, and nurses. Dr. Carmen?
Yes, sir. Again, I would recommend that the board consider as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lopez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Mendez. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Item D, discussion and consideration to renew term contract employees to include teachers, librarians, counselors, and nurses.
Again, Mr.
Carmen?
Vargas, I would ask for the board to consider the recommendation to renew all of the term contract employees as presented in executive session.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So,
Moved by Mr. Lopez.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mendez. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Item E, discussion and consideration on appointment of person to conduct DIA investigations.
yes, sir, Mr. President. I move to appoint Alyssa Romero to conduct the DIE investigation.
I have a motion by Mr. Mendez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lopez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. We need now deviate back to our action agenda. On item 2, discussion and possible action on selecting an external audit firm or firms in response to RFQ-0418-EAF. Discussion?
Yes, I have a concern and two items, actually. In regards to two of the top contenders that I think that would provide a solid audit for our district, there was one that really concerned me that had a lot of omissions and errors. And I'd like to disqualify BML on item B, which is excuse me, give me 1 second. On the proposal content, on technical component, to describe clearly the public accounting firm understanding of the work to be done, the proposal will, item number 2, explain the proposal's approach to performing an annual audit, including the methodology, nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures to be performed. And what I noticed on the BML, on the first page of the document, it identified the fiscal year beginning and ending August 31st, 2018 and 2019. That immediately puts out a red flag on my account, identifying what the fiscal year that we are actually providing. And it's clearly stated on the RFQ of the proposal.
Okay.
And,
So that's a motion to disqualify. I'd like to have discussion on that. I think for me, we have been for 20 years with CRI, and I think we've experienced nothing but problems with them. So my rationale with whom we're going to go with, before we obviously, or when we take a motion on your disqualification, take a vote. But I think it's important to note, though, that both firms do bring a good amount of expertise.
Agreed.
I think one is much more local, but one is much more global, and I'm glad to have a discussion on that. So any discussion to vote on Mr. Mendez's motion to disqualify?
To disqualify?
Any discussion?
Oh, no, I just don't like them.
All right, I have a motion to disqualify BML from consideration for the external audit firm. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by ML Garcia. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Nay.
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 Motion does not carry.
therefore, I would like to submit a recommendation to include the Patillo, Brown, and Hill LLP as our internal auditor.
I have a motion, or do I have discussion on that? No discussion? Mr. Mendez has made a motion to appoint Patillo, or PB&H, that is Patillo, Brown, and Hill LLP, as the external audit firm. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by ML Garcia. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion does not carry.
Can't believe that.
Do I have a final motion?
Yes, I motion that we bring in BML as our external auditor.
I have a motion by Mr. Lopez to bring in BML as the external auditor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rosas. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Now we move on to public comment. Persons wishing to address the Board of Trustees shall register with the presiding officer or designee no later than 5 minutes before the announced time of the school board meeting, state their full name, state what organization or group, if any, is being represented, state the topic they wish to address before the Board of Trustees, refrain from commenting directly on any individual, school district employee, or public official by name, but may instead refer to a specific employment area, job title, or the Board of Trustees as a whole, and refrain from attacks on individuals. San Benito CISD Board Policy BED guidelines require that the speaker be allowed only 5 minutes to give his or her presentation. Delegations of more than 5 persons shall appoint 1 person to present their views before the Board of Trustees. Presentation shall be informative and shall pertain to school-related issues. Attack on the individual shall be considered a disruption of the meeting, and the Board of Trustees shall not deliberate or decide regarding any subject that is not included on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. And we do have an individual, Ms. Rosalinda Garcia, and her topics are Paycheck Works Vote, Retirement Incentive, LED Board Cost, and Superintendent Contract. And Ms. Garcia, hello, welcome. We will set the timer now at 5 minutes.
Good evening. As you said, public comment is for the public to speak on issues. If you continue for public comment to be meaningless, you put it at the end of the agenda, like you have tonight. I wanted to speak on issues that you had before you voted, but I'll continue and voice my opinion. I'm glad you all voted on that retirement because you were looking at $1,500, and I'm very pleased with the $2,400, and I'm glad you included administration on there. And I don't think it's a good idea, my opinion, like a board member commented on your committee meetings, to exclude rehire teachers that they've already received enough money. I'm glad your personnel director told you that they're an excluded teacher. They're excluded. So I noticed I picked up on that. But I'm very happy they're getting that amount y'all voted on. And also on the Paycheck Works, well, my thing was that we're taking away from our local businesses. I might be wrong, but that's what I was looking at. We have Walmart, we have our sister city here for for our taxpayers, whatever. And HEB and Walmart, they're very generous with the district in providing scholarships, and that's why I was against this paycheck works. And on the superintendent's contract, can I address that? The superintendent's contract, you know, all I ask is for you to be transparent. I know I heard that it was online, but to be transparent, just like you said, we never had a story about it, about the increase in his pay, his 1,600 living expenses. And I know there was in the paper about it having to be compatible. In Harlingen, the superintendent, I know his salary is $296,000 because I requested the contract also. And he also receives living expenses. But, I mean, we can't compete. We can't compete. As much as we would like to pay our teachers, our non-professional, and our superintendent administrators, but, you know, just watch, like Dr. Carmen said, we got to be stewards of our monies. And so once again, you know, public comment, if you want for it to be meaningless, you'll put us at the end of the agenda like you have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Now for adjournment, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Mendez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lopez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We adjourn exactly at 9:24 p.m.